Aye.
And I also request him to hand over gold coin which bank is giving to everybody.
इधर इधर का नंबर
Hand over.
My colleague Mathew, all of the GMs and my colleague senior and peer. I'm really lucky to have this second time in 15 days. I think that itself by itself is a record probably. And I really thank everyone for coming, again in good numbers. Thank you very much. And the words you spoke, I hope at least a few percentage of that is true. I mean, I'm very happy what you have said. And I remember I joined 39 years of service, 39 plus. I have only one competitor in the bank now, that Mr. Tiwari will put in more than 40 years of service, sometime later. And 39 years when I say, a lot of people, there are two type of opinions I think probably that come across when I say 39 years. One set of persons, I think 39 years you must have served, Magu Kali 34 milta hai. I mean that's the sort of you must be joined very early. So the other set are the youngsters, all the youngsters here, they must be feeling, this fellow is a big bore here, 39, 40 years working for the same organization. It's true, the generation has changed. Now people look for better ambience, better salary, promotions, and better work culture. And so you can't really compare. And I don't think in future you're going to have people who put in, of employees who put in 35, 40, 41 years of service. I don't think it's just impossible. I mean, that sort of thing will never come. And another thing I would like to say is there's always there's always a pattern which develops. We often say that our generation is better than what is now. I mean, during our time, we used to work a lot. We used to work very hard, but આજકાલ people they don't work. That's not the case, because things have changed a lot. I have worked in times when there's something called a facet machine. I think sir will be knowing. The facet machine, you keep on pulling it and taking totals, where you have to literally sit and work. I mean, so we had whole hall full of people sitting and doing coding in foolscap sheets, and then somebody sits and calculates. We had a if you have gone to that currency exhibition, what Reserve Bank's currency exhibition, they still kept a comptometer, which I don't think whether anybody has seen. It's comptometer, I think it's also one big machine in which there's a comptist available who keeps on calculating and giving you totals. I mean, it is not heard of nowadays. So we are working in that culture. And when we make an inspection report, we write pages and pages, it is cut, deleted, again it is, so there's a limit to it. And today's world is different. Today's world is, you have the cut, copy, paste culture, you know so much better, it can be corrected in a jiffy, multiple copies can be taken. Earlier it was cyclostyling, it was a different world altogether. So the work culture here is different. What we worked was, in those days probably that was the best best way to work. But today that is not the best way to work. You have internet, you get so much of information you get. So the new generation, they are really working hard, but in a different manner, which probably some of us feel that in our Jamana, how we used to work, and day and night we used to sit, we used to work hard. So those things are gone. And then supervision. I remember, we had a very huge hall in FED, in Mercantile Bank building, a very huge hall. Maybe about 50, 60 people are working there. And you had one brigade officer called Mr. Patankar. He walks in royally at about 11 o'clock. The moment he comes, everybody is pin drop silent. He goes to the corner, he got a seat there, he smokes, sits there. Immediately the assistant manager, when Mrs. Deshpande was there, she used to rush and go and sit in front of him, and he starts dictating. And that was the type of respect to B grades and all. I mean, the commanding power that B grades had in those days. They were called as exchange control officers. I was in FED. They called exchange control officers. From that, we have come to a stage now when even DGMs, collect, and general manager is also DGM.
DGM or DG? I'm not exaggerating. I can just talk of a DG and I'm sure that DG won't mind. I'm talking of Mrs. Horat. The number of times she used to improvise her own noting. Amazing. So DGs are doing it. I don't know. Forget about DGs.
So that's how the work culture has changed. I mean, now it is totally flat organization. Anybody has to do the same amount of work. It is not the designation that counts. It is the knowledge that counts. So that's why I've been telling, like Mr. Satya had said, what I was telling is, every officer, every youngster should expertise on some subject, quietly, without showing much, and become an expert. And automatically later on people start referring to you. That's the only way you can compete with in the today's world. And younger days, of course, we had a lot of entertainment, and we used to find time for entertainment. But I don't think now that's one thing I find lacking, unless on the slide they are doing some sort of entertainment. I don't know. But otherwise, weekends we are never going home straight. When we were young, we used to go to some discotheque club somewhere. We never used to go home straight on Saturday afternoons, which I do not know to what extent the youngsters are now enjoying. I think it's work and nothing else now. So. And we have all come through a stage, somebody was talking about technology, which I really like technology, as Rao was saying. I have come through, I had a PC at home which I purchased for 35,000 rupees, something those days bank had given. It was a 286 PC. In those days the processors were called with numbers, 286. Then I put some money in there and made it 386, then I made it 486, then I made it 586, was called as Pentium in those days. Up to Pentium 60, I could upgrade that. On that PC in those days, I think I would have spent about 70,000 rupees on that PC alone, the old PC. Now, of course, I have to talk. So we have worked through all those, PCs and line printers. Tiwari sir was doing line printers, dot matrix, which is so slow. And so that is how we graduate. And the operating systems we use now, the GUI which you are using is so interesting that you have to just click. What we are doing is we are writing commands. We had DOS and JCL, you are an expert in JCL. These are the routine things that officers were doing, writing in DOS. DOS is, you have to slash the whole command you have to give. To open a file, you have to give the whole line, the whole command. So those days were different. So you just really cannot compare that generation with this generation. So this is just, by the way, I was just touching how technology has changed over a period. And today things are, I do not know what, we sit at home, you open internet, and I, frankly speaking, I operate my TV using my mobile. Everything, I just use the mobile, I don't even use the remote. Times have changed so much. And I am told that I can do so many other things with my mobile, but this is all I know to operate the TV. So, anyway, this will digress a bit. I'm thankful very much for all the kind words said about me. And I had immense cooperation from our class pro friends also, a lot. Which I have, many of them are very close friends of mine. We had really good cooperation from them, and I don't think anybody ever has said no to whatever I said, both ways. They all cooperated, and everybody has cooperated with me. Thank you very much. I think all of you have really cooperated into my whatever I've done last quarter. And no regrets, absolutely no regrets. I think I've played my part, and now it's goodbye. Okay, and all of you are welcome to Cochin anytime. For entertainment. Go ahead.
Now, on behalf of all of us, I wish Mr. Mathew sir, and Madam Pawar very good, healthy, wealthy, and contented retired life. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
One second. Please, I have an announcement to make. I've got this cash.
Sir, this also is there.
This whatever amount is there, I think it's around 18 or whatever. I'll be putting some additional, and I'll be giving today I'd actually called the director of that Cancer Patient Aid Society. She was to come, but last moment she had heavy fever and vomiting, so she asked me to excuse her. So I'll be giving it, she'll be coming to my residence, or somebody will come and collect it. So I'll be giving to that society.
Thank you.
Friends, one thing is to be mentioned about Mathew. Whatever collection he is giving to the Cancer Aid Society, he is not giving in his name, but he is giving staff of the DBS Central Office.
him